Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, it's an honor for me to hold the keynote speech at this year's Rotorcraft and VTOL Symposium. In 2007, EASA launched a successful annual event to reach out to the rotorcraft industry and to facilitate open discussions between the regulator and all the stakeholders. EASA stepped down from the ivory tower of isolated rulemaking and got into lively and fruitful discussions with their customers. This happened only 5 years after the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, that's the complete name, was founded by a decision of the European Parliament and the Council of the European Union on the 15th July 2002. Since the beginning, the European Helicopter Association has always been a strong supporter of this event, while several presentations being made by our members on different topics. The ultimate goal for all parties involved is to increase operational safety and to allow for economic and sustainable growth of the European rotorcraft sector. Concerning safety promotion, the ESPNR, the European Safety Promotion Network focused on rotorcraft, formerly known as EASA, is a significant and essential contributor to this event. As you know, the ESPNR is a network and a platform of disseminating and evaluating safety promotional material. It also suggests safety promotion subjects and launches safety promotion campaigns. A safety promotion workshop aimed at promoting helicopter technologies with safety benefits will be an important part of this year's symposium too. However, beside all these important topics, the annual Rotorcraft Symposium has developed into the European Rotorcraft Networking Appointment, where all stakeholders meet, network and exchange experience and opinions. Having said that, the Rotorcraft Symposium is only a 2-day event per year, but discussions continue at the level of the EASA advisory body, the stakeholder advisory body, where representatives of the industry work closely together on a regular basis. EHA sits in this important advisory body, but both at the SRB plenary and at the sectorial and technical committee level. We also contribute to several workshops, like, for example, the one on all-weather operations, where recently, just a week ago, several EHA representatives participated and supported EASA's approach to increasing the safety of helicopter operations by proposing requirements aimed at reducing the number of helicopter accidents caused by flights under VFR in marginal visual meteorological conditions. During this workshop, comments received by EASA to the NPA 2019-09 were discussed, and most of the open questions were closed during the consultation. This work is in line with the goal set out in the EASA Rotorcraft Safety Roadmap to reduce the accident rate significantly within the next 10 years. And right after my speech, David Solar, head of the VTOL department, will give us an update on the development of all the different work streams of this roadmap. Future directions in rotorcraft technology inspired the agency to rename the Rotorcraft Symposium into the Rotorcraft and VTOL Symposium, mirroring the change already made on the name of the EASA Rotorcraft Department, which is now called VTOL Department. Dealing as Rachel already said, with all types of vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Dedicated sessions on VTOL will be given to present the status of future means of compliance to support the special conditions for VTOL during this symposium. UAVs are in everybody's mind at the moment. They have developed from military applications only to mass toys, and they are quickly evolving to become important stakeholders in the field of commercial air transport and other aerial applications. For your information, EHA is one of the many stakeholders of the initiative We Are All One in the Sky, which supports the creation of a proportionate, risk and performance-based regulatory framework to enable the drone services industry to flourish and, crucially, to provide for a safe, secure, and efficient operation of manned and unmanned aviation. We are committed to support the integration of drones safely alongside today's manned aviation industry and believe that establishing a European regulatory framework to support this is an essential step towards achieving this safety goal. In this regard, EASA has developed a draft opinion to which we have profusely commented on for the development of a high-level regulatory framework for the U-space to enable the safe integration of these new emerging technologies into the European airspace and to create the necessary conditions for manned and unmanned aircraft to operate safely. It's clear, though, that in the end, we, the manned and the unmanned aviation stakeholders, need to work together on the development of the means of mitigation to ensure the safe and orderly execution of efficient flight operation. With this in mind, we need to make sure that the helicopters operating in the public interest for emergency medical services, for law enforcement, as well as for aerial application work and commercial air transport and general aviation are not restricted in certain airspaces and are not penalized by applying additional costs which will be caused by the setup of new U-space services. Amongst all the additional challenges which we need to face, I would like to highlight two which were brought to my attention again recently. There is one, shortage of qualified maintenance personnel and skilled pilots in the near future. We, the rotorcraft industry, we need to ask ourselves if it is still attractive for young people to become a helicopter maintenance engineer or a pilot. Recently, I met a young and enthusiastic pilot who had financed the budget for his CPLH training on his own and by the support of his family. And we are talking about roughly 100,000 euros. As he strived to build up flight time as fast as possible, he got into contact with an AOC holder who asked him to pay for the flight time to ferry a Robinson 44 from one base to the other. As this is not an isolated case, do you think such mentality will make our industry attractive to young people? Thankfully, I know that there are several companies out there who invest a lot of money into the future of their human resources. and by doing so, they are able to secure the necessary number of qualified and experienced manpower for the future. In my private life, I'm a passionate pilot of ultralight aircraft. During the past years, I have watched more and more pilots of ultralight aircraft, and especially of gyrocopters, offering touristic tours or A-to-A flights. Unfortunately, passengers do not know that these nice air vehicles are not maintained like a normal certified helicopter or fixed-wing aircraft, and that the pilots are not trained to the level of a CPL license. The situation is unfair against the paying passenger, against the AOC holders who invest a considerable amount of money to maintain their helicopters, train their personnel to operate safely and to fulfill the legal requirements. I am aware that the operation and certification of ultralight aircraft are not under the scope of EASA, but under the scope of the national aviation authorities. Nevertheless, as usually, there are also representatives of the national aviation authorities participating in this symposium. I kindly ask them to take a close look at the situation I just described. This Rotorcraft and VTOL Symposium will be the last one in this format. In fact, EASA and the European Helicopter Association will partner to change the current format into something bigger, encompassing any other European initiative, thanks also to the tremendous support of the leading OEMs. More information will be available in January. But if you want to make sure not to miss any news, I kindly invite you to register at our booth in the lobby of the hotel, just on the other side of the doors. At this point, let me say thanks to EASA for having organized the symposium for the past 12 years. So it's symposium number 13, but we do it for 12 years. And looking at the growing number of participants, 370 today, you can measure the great success of this event. We at the European Helicopter Association are looking forward to our future collaboration. Let me close my speech by wishing you an exciting and informative Symposium 2019, and then a joyful and relaxing Christmas holiday, and a successful and safe year 2020. Thank you.